Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by the REC Comics and Collectibles. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Erik Icarus.
Eric.
What's up?
You can find us on the gram at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast, and you can follow yourself.
You can follow me in the bedroom if you're lucky.
That's
it's gulag_J_Wielden.
Yeah.
For the layman.
Yeah, and anybody who bought into that line, I don't believe. Don't listen. Okay, I don't trust you now. Okay. Well, I was gonna ask you how you're doing, like I do customarily, but I don't want to know now.
Why not? I got things going on.
Yeah, you got lots of things going on,
dude. I got it's a lot of fingers, a lot of pies, baby.
Yeah, man, making money moves.
I run in a lot of circles.
All right, this is weird. Oh man, you have a good week though.
I did. Yeah, man. Not too bad, man.
Yeah.
Just getting into the grind.
Getting into the grind,
just
man.
grinding again, baby.
It's good. It's good. You know, we while we're on the grind, it's good that we have lots of things to watch and to enjoy.
Speaking of the grind, do you remember the grind on MTV?
Yeah, I do. I don't remember what it was though.
You don't remember? Okay, I'll explain it. It was just people like dancing out on like spring break, so it would just play on. It was on MTV, and they would just have people in their skimpy bikinis and bathing suits just dancing. They'd just be playing music, and that's all it was.
That was like I don't remember that. I just remember like they would advertise for it, and I was never privy to the grind, kids.
Yeah. I did watch it.
Yeah.
You know, being a 12-year-old at the time.
Yeah.
Watched it a lot, actually.
Well, we're gonna open up with a little bit of bad news. Black Widow has moved again. It was the kind of the last, bastion of summer for me. And unfortunately, Disney has opted to move it, not just move it from May to July 9, but it'll also for sure be simultaneously available on Disney Plus for the premium, $30 upcharge. Yeah. So I think that I think they were hoping that we would be at higher occupancies by May.
By May, yeah.
And we're just not. And we still could be. We're still a few weeks, we're still a couple months away.
They are expecting to
6 weeks maybe.
Yeah, they are expecting to have concerts going on in May.
Yeah.
Like, packed clubs, concert halls.
The UFC just did a full, I know it's Florida, but they did just do a full occupancy, 15,000 people.
Right.
So,
I mean, the hope is there. I just, I really wish Disney didn't cave, and I understand why they did.
Yeah.
They do want this to have a chance at making as much money as they can, but
they want it to, even though Wonder Woman, did its thing, they really want it to crush Wonder Woman.
And it will.
Should.
Yeah, I think it will. Because, I mean, come on. That movie was not good.
Yeah.
I mean, this can only, I think this is great. I think it's good. I mean, we'll get to see it. It's going to be awesome, but I just don't want that. If they move it again, I don't know what
I can't imagine them moving it again. I know I said that about this May thing, but they were like, hey, it's definitely coming out and simultaneously coming out on Disney Plus. They want to just we want to get past this because it's holding up the rest of the Marvel universe.
It really
Shang-Chi has moved as well. Spider-Man didn't move, so that's good. And then I think Eternals moved as well. So I don't have the dates on those. Yeah, people care. I kind of care.
I've
we'll see
got
what
to
happens.
say that I think this is going to be Marvel's. I just don't.
This is going to be the come down a little bit.
I think it's going to be a big come down.
But
I mean, Black Widow. Everyone loves Black Widow, but just the amount of in light of what's happened, it's lost steam.
We're way too far removed from her heroic sacrifice in Endgame. Whereas when it was going to come out last year in March,
right,
and then in May, it was still, the wound was fresher.
Exactly.
Now it's like it's a scab. We're already dating a new Black Widow, probably.
Pretty much.
Elizabeth Olsen has taken her place. On the Avengers team for us in terms of like our emotional anchor.
Yeah.
They'll need to do something. Hopefully they do something to reignite the passion.
Sure.
Maybe they re-release the Avengers films. They do something like that to really, Endgame is no longer the highest grossing movie of all time because they re-released Avatar in China. So the Russos have even joked that they have a Russo cut that is 6 hours. I don't think I want to see that.
Yeah, you do.
No, hold on, hear me out. Because I was very pleased.
Sure.
I was very pleased.
Yeah.
I don't want it to take away from how much I enjoyed that. or I want it to be better and me just be really mad. That, like, dang it.
I think we could just look at it as a separate thing. I think it. I mean, I'd be down to see that.
Yeah.
I want to see what didn't make it
Yeah.
there. You know, even if how frivolous the scenes may be,
Sure.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
And then okay, like you said, we got Black Widow opening up this Marvel year.
Yeah.
In July.
Yeah.
Halfway into it. Then we get what, Spider-Man?
No, Spider-Man's not till December.
Okay, so
Shang-Chi, I believe, is still this year, and then Eternals might still be this year.
So we might be getting our 4, and Spider-Man being the strongest in in that lot.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, like, there is no setup for Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Like, nothing.
Or there is in Black Widow. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know how you tie those together,
Yeah.
but, you know, they're geniuses,
Yeah.
but then, you know, we get into Eternals, which is this kind of almost fabled movie at this point. It's kind of like the Chinese democracy of the MCU movies. It's thing that's been worked on for so long, and no, has anybody really seen it?
We've seen more from Spider-Man
I know.
than we have from this. But you know what, dude? This is exactly what Marvel does, okay? They do nothing but raise that bar and meet or exceed our expectations. And we've doubted them a couple times.
We have.
We've doubted them in Guardians. Now, I don't know if this is going to be Guardians.
I knew Guardians would be huge because of Rocket. I
Yeah.
remember saying that, like, this
Yeah.
movie's going to be awesome because of Rocket. Right?
I didn't think it was going to resonate with the non-comic book people.
Sure.
I definitely didn't expect it to open up at what it did. It opened up at like 80 or 90 million, something like that.
gnarly.
Like in August, I think, like in a movie wasteland month, it showed you, Marvel has shown us that you can open movies in April and in August and
Right.
September. You can do that and you can still make blockbusters.
Oh, totally.
I'm excited for Black Widow. I just want to see more and more Avengers related stuff.
Right.
And let's just keep it going.
Okay, yeah, let's keep the fun train rolling.
Yeah, I'm bummed, but it was the thing I was looking forward to the most in May. No, that which is wrong because my daughter's birthday's May. She won't see this. Don't tell her. But I was really looking forward to that movie. But I can wait. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
We can.
DC they released the Suicide Squad 2 trailer.
Mm-hmm.
James Gunn, Marvel alum, does a lot of good stuff on his own too. But dude, this trailer was awesome. I'm gonna say it right now, it's just awesome. What did you think?
It was good.
Yeah.
I liked it when it was called Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it does. I mean,
it's checking. The thing is, like, James Gunn's a very versatile director.
Yeah.
You do know we were watching a James Gunn movie, but all of his movies are very different.
Mm-hmm.
I get why DC and Warner Brothers hired James Gunn.
Yeah.
I understand why they did. The guy can do an ensemble movie like nobody's
Yeah.
business and add, especially quirky ensemble pieces. For me, it was very copy and paste. It was very much like, oh, we got this ragtag of anti-heroes, and let's throw in some classic rock and roll in there to accentuate how outsider they all are.
Mm-hmm.
Even the dialogue was very quippy.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I mean, no, we do, but I'm more about the originality.
Mm-hmm.
And Guardians when it came out was very original.
Yeah,
At this point we had not seen a movie quite like that.
Yeah,
especially using the music as a character in the film, and having these kind of damaged, heroes who were jovial.
Yeah,
it wasn't all doom and gloom. They were very much like assertive and funny, and it's kind of what we're getting again. And it's going to be awesome. I have no doubt. The AR one was not very good.
Yeah.
This one does seem like more of a Suicide Squad story.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting, some priestess and the garbage cloud in the sky.
Yeah.
It looks like we get these kind of black ops things, which we all were hoping for.
Yeah.
In the first one.
Yeah, all the ingredients were there for the Suicide Squad soup, and it was very flat.
Yes.
It was very and it's funny because it felt more like an original idea, but then was done so unoriginally and uninspired.
Absolutely.
And it needs some fun, man. It needs some levity, but it does. We had the fun, we have the levity with Gunn in the past, so I think that we're gonna get that again. I think John Cena's a freaking perfect addition to this team. I think Cena is made for comedy. He is so funny, even in that movie Blockers. Like, I always treat that thing. The movie's not great, but all of the individual sums are kind of good, and they get up to a at least more of a positive, but he is fantastic in it. He's been good in every comedic thing I've seen him in, and he's going to be Peacemaker. They're giving him his own show, like miniseries on HBO Max as well as the Peacemaker. So they're trying to follow suit, and that's fine. But it's just got to be good. The stuff that we see and hear from Harley is the most Harley stuff I think I've seen on film. Yes. In kind of how she's projecting. Mm-hmm. I do think that Margot Robbie does do a good Harley, but it hasn't fully come together for me. This feels like it might. This feels like it might. A little bit more modern Harley, like New 52 to even this Rebirth, more Harley, but at least something more grounded in what is in the comics.
Right.
For sure.
It's funny because I feel like they're taking a page out of the animated movie Escape from Arkham.
Sure, oh, definitely.
Which was great. If you haven't seen that one, go watch that. That's awesome.
I don't think I've seen all of it, actually.
Oh, really? It's so good.
Because it's got Deathstroke in it, right?
No.
No? Okay,
no,
then I don't think I've seen it.
It's got it pretty much used the same characters from the
first because I think it came out around the time the film came out as well.
It did, yeah. And everyone was like, why didn't you just do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I aside from the lack of originality, I think it can be good. It's just I feel like it's just kind of a retread.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's not in space.
Yeah.
But you've got the kind of the stupid monster and King Shark.
Yeah.
The kind of the de facto group in this movie.
Interesting. Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on here, and I'm just very. Yeah, I mean, I have no doubt it'll be good, but I'm more for like give me something new, or at least try to hide the, at least try to hide the.
You're starting to poke holes in my in my theories here, but King, like you said, King Shark.
Let's just try to name them all off here.
Oh God, Polka Dot, King Shark. I don't know who.
Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport.
Played by our main man.
Yeah, man, Idris.
I love Idris. He's our main dude here.
I know, man. They always talk about him maybe being James Bond. Like, let's do it.
Let's do this. But his name is Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport.
Why not call him Kumite?
God, man, they missed it. They missed it. But King Shark is voiced by Stallone,
who was in Guardians.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's his boy. All right. When your friend is Sylvester Stallone, you use him as much as you can.
That's a good point.
Right? And with as many people as they can bring in, it just seems like James Gunn is like, oh, he's cool.
Yeah.
So like we want to work with James Gunn.
Yeah. Well, who would? They brought back. I always forget this guy's name, but I love him as an actor. He's playing Flag.
Oh yeah, and I always
forget his name too. Yeah. But he was in the show called The Killing.
Mm-hmm.
He was brilliant in there. Detective Holder.
Yeah.
And I thought he was good as Rick Flag.
Yeah.
I thought he was
awesome. Great. Yeah, he is the more extreme like Steve Trevor. Like we need him. Yeah. He's a more well-mannered John Walker. All right, he's a more well-mannered John Walker.
I mean he's a soldier, mm-hmm. and like some of me, you need him to do dirt.
Yeah,
he'll do the dirt.
Yeah, I'm excited for the cast. We saw what I'm assuming is Starro.
Yeah, they kind of rounded out the trailer with the
Starro reveal.
Which, kids, if you don't know, lay it on them.
Brave and the Bold number 28. Justice League's first villain in the original Justice League. We're talking Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, Flash, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, no Batman or Superman, and they're fighting this starfish alien thing. And Starro, he or she, whatever, they bud, and the stars will the baby starfish, they latch onto your face, and then you're kind of controlled through a hive mind.
Yep.
I love it. It sets up another faceless army, but it makes it cool.
It does make it cool.
It makes it cool and very comic book.
That's
accurate.
what I'm saying. Like, if
I
you could
love Starro.
If you could just hide your unoriginality from me, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
That means you're trying.
Yes, and you're using more comic stuff.
You're pulling from the source.
Yeah,
and that's cool with me. But it does look like we're getting some Black Ops stuff too.
It does.
I feel like they're in the jungles of like Colombia or South America, taking down a cartel, maybe.
Yeah, Enchantress's faceless army, like mutated things. I don't know those from the comics, but if you give me Starro possessed people, I get it. I have them in my glass case there. I have little Starro spores. Look right there by the wasp.
Oh,
it was a Comic-Con exclusive. Very cool thing. I can't pull them out. They're in a glass case, but I'll show you later.
Does Enchantress do the thing in the comics?
She doesn't hustle like that. I did like her look though.
Yeah,
especially when she like turned.
Yeah.
When something moon, but June Moon.
June Moon.
Starro thing got me really excited.
Yeah.
This one feels like it's more for a comic book fan.
Absolutely. Which, yes, I mean that's what that's what MCU does
That
brilliantly.
DC does
Is they
terribly.
bring in the casual audience and they make them want to know what that was, more about what that was.
Yeah.
You know, you're giving us these deep cut things in comic books, and I'm trying to just name something off really quick, but I can't.
Yeah.
It's just too vast. But
Yeah.
Marvel, I get why you'd want to copy the recipe, but DC, you gave us new Coke first without giving us
That's
Coke.
a thing. Yeah, you did not establish a good taste in our mouth. In fact, you've gone out of your way to give us bad taste. You say, hey, we're going to do this amazing Batman trilogy with Christopher Nolan, but let's try to ground it, not do much comic book stuff about a guy in a bat costume, which those movies still hold up in their own rights and in their own ways. You guys know how I feel about them. But I
get why they had to do it at the time.
Yeah,
I think at that time
because nobody had done it.
Right,
But
we weren't ready
You can
for it.
groundbreak.
Yeah.
You know, they could have been the groundbreakers. They were always trying to be groundbreakers, and then somebody else just does it better.
Right.
You know, and with this one feels the most comic booky, and then even with the release of the Snyder Cut, that thing is so comic booky, and they willingly stifled it.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm excited, but I'm excited because there's Marvel blood in here, and yes, like, let's go.
Yeah, lots of Marvel blood.
It does lead, though, to the internet. Hashtag release the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad #1. I don't know. Now, remember, we did see that trailer initially, and we thought that it was a decent trailer.
It did look better.
And,
the first one.
And there's tons of Joker stuff that was in that trailer that is not in the movie.
Right.
I would watch it alone for the Joker stuff because I am a
he likes
Jared
the
Leto
Leto.
truther.
He likes it.
Yeah, I'm a truther. So
you like his band? Was it 10 Seconds to Uranus?
Yeah, terrible joke.
Is that the name of the band?
It is not.
What's the name of the band?
30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh,
man.
my bad.
That's how long it takes to get there.
How long does it take to get to Uranus?
Get a couple Jaegers and we'll talk. All right. But the internet is clamoring for an Ayer cut. Even David Ayer, even today, I believe, tweeted, "I shot a really good movie." So he's feeding into the fire, but he definitely doesn't have the pull that Zack Snyder does.
He doesn't.
Because you didn't even know that they're petitioning for this one. So again, I don't like the precedent it's setting, but I'm hoping the precedent that it does set is Warner Brother then backs off and says, "Okay, I need to let these creators execute their vision."
Yeah.
If it sets that then
we're good.
Then I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I am
absolutely.
all for it. But the meat and the potatoes of the week, my friend.
Yes, sir.
And thank you to Disney Plus. Thank you to the Marvel gods for giving us weekly content that we love. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 2, baby. A lot of fun. You know, we're talking about comic book stuff. And especially in the Captain America pocket universe of the MCU, it is very much. It's far more grounded, but still comic book.
Oh, big time.
We enjoyed episode 1. I'd say episode 2 was edited a little strange. I know a lot of people who said that they didn't enjoy it as much. I think it was just kind of all over the place.
It was a little choppy, now that you bring it up.
But they gave us a lot of new information, and we have 4 episodes left. So they really got to start.
They got to start.
They're loading it up.
Here,
They're loading it up. We get more info on John Walker. We get that. Okay, here we go. So this is John Walker. I keep saying this is John Walker's first appearance, which it is not.
It's not.
It's his first appearance as U.S. agent.
Yes. And he's back, baby.
Yeah. So what this costume kind of references as well is when Captain America at one point was just the captain, he had a costume like that too.
Exactly.
So this is a lot going on here, a lot of red herring going on. Yes. Is this Captain America? Is he renounced it, and then we find out that it's John Walker and he's the U.S. agent.
Yes.
Very, very, very cool book. Very cool book.
That would be Captain America number 354.
There you go, kids. I got this. Check out our video that I unboxed a box of free comics. This was in there. It's messed up. It's not
cool. It's good for reference, though.
But it's great for reference.
And remember these?
Yeah, double zap your zits.
Do they even make these FedEx pads?
They do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't burn as much. I'll do the T-zone every now and again, kids. You know, I know it doesn't look like much, but this takes a little bit of work, okay? But yes, we got some more info on John Walker, that he's this decorated war veteran. He has no abilities at this point.
Which is odd.
I think gonna change sooner than later. And he's like on Good Morning America. Mm-hmm. They're really introducing him. You know, they're not keeping his identity a secret. Yep. and they're really trying to market him, but they are trying to have him do real stuff.
Right.
Still quasi. Remember when Steve was the Star Spangled Man with the plan
it's very
and the dancers?
much the thing going on.
Modern version of that, for
sure. It's almost a puff piece.
Yes,
propaganda almost.
Yes.
I mean, regardless of what you're trying to sell, I mean, the way they were using Steve Rogers in the first Avenger movie was very propaganda.
Yeah, buy war bonds.
Yes.
Join the
army.
Because they didn't get a full battalion like they were hoping, so they're like, we can't lose you, but we can use you to say,
recruit.
You can be all you can be.
Exactly, and that's kind of what they're doing with John Walker here.
It does feel like that, but they're actually, okay, but we're going to put you on missions too.
Right.
He's
straddling the fence a little bit.
They didn't say it, but I would like somebody to bring up that he's not an Avenger. Like, I want somebody to tell him, like, you're not an Avenger.
Oh, yeah, which is going to probably break him.
It's going to start messing with them. And then we also get kind of his buddy, which I think we saw in we didn't see him in the first episode. We just saw him here. His name is Lamar Hoskins in the comics, and he was Bucky for a minute, but he introduces himself as Battlestar. Yep. And that is his comic book character name later on in comics. Initially, he is Bucky. And actually, I actually have that book right.
How about that, kids?
Pretty close. Let me grab that.
How about that, kids? Battlestar.
What did you think of the costume?
I think they're purposely making some of these a little goofy. Because when you see John Walker for the first time, it's like, what the hell?
It does seem a little strange. Here you go. Here is John Walker and Lamar as Bucky and Cap when they take over. And that is 334.
Right? So pretty close.
Pretty close.
And Bucky.
Yeah.
So this is John Walker and
that's John Walker and Lamar.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
We have a lot of U.S. John Walker stuff going on.
Yeah. It was just it was fate to get.
It
was
box, fate. But this was in the box too.
This was in the box awesome as well. So it's fun to have those references.
Yeah. We got a little Taskmaster in there.
Oh yeah.
Good book.
Yeah, we're gonna get Taskmaster and Black Widow. I'm very excited. They also or mentioned. Did you catch the Power Broker? Yeah, they reference the Power Broker. So we get a little bit more on the Flag Smashers. And again, spoilers, kids. We get a little bit more on the Flag Smashers, which I did not know that there is a Flag Smasher in this. I didn't know that. I've never seen that character before.
Kind of looks like Nuke.
Ish. He has like a hood.
Yeah.
And
but I guess he's got nuke tendencies.
Yeah, he's got nuke tendencies. I'm not super familiar with Flag Smasher as a character. Like I said, guys, I'm not a comic book expert. I just love comics. So that'll bear some research on my part. But it sounds like the Flag Smashers took the Super Soldier Serum stuff that they got from the Power Broker. And the Power Broker in the comics is kind of what it sounds like. It's a guy who can facilitate what you need. So you want to be a supervillain, but you don't have any gadgets or any weapons. If you have the money,
he'll get you.
And if you can find them, the Power Broker, all right? And he'll facilitate that for you. So he gets you things that you need if you've got the money to become a villain or even a hero. Like he actually, if you want to be a hero, he'll also fund you too.
That's what I'm saying. He's feeding into it because that's what gets him paid.
Exactly.
He needs you fighting each other.
So they reference the Power Broker.
So they make his Sacagaweas.
And the Power Broker not only is upset with the Flag Smashers because it sounds like they took stuff. The Power Broker sends people to kill the Flag Smasher. So we have some new stuff going on.
Yes,
there.
we do.
We get to see new Cap and Battlestar kind of meet Bucky and Falcon, their interactions, what they kind of hope to accomplish. And I did get a good vibe off of John in terms of he does just want to do what's right.
Right. He's a lot different than the John we know from the comic books.
But you were getting, he's a jerk in the comics, but you were getting a little bit of the dick tendency.
A little bit. But that's what I mean. I feel like he's going to get a hold of that serum.
Yeah. I think
that's where this is going.
Yeah.
And I think it might bring out, because, it's not going to be the perfect serum that Steve got. Yeah. It never is.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to maybe play with his brain a little bit.
Yeah.
Make him a little bit more angry.
Exactly. I think we're going to come up against the Flag Smashers maybe in the next episode, and maybe Lamar gets killed, or just John gets messed up.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I can't be Captain America because I
don't
fight these guys.
Yeah, I don't have the ability to do this.
And so I think he's going to get messed up by some Flag Smashers, and then they're going to have to do something.
Yes.
Power Broker 2, on a side note, I've talked about how I think that... I don't think it's going to happen now, but I was hoping that we might get some Red Skull references, maybe even get him back in some facet if they were going to go that route, which I don't think they are now. But Power Broker often worked for the Red Skull.
Yes.
He was actually part of the Hydra division. So just throwing that out there. The big thing that was revealed that I did not see coming, honestly. I was maybe, wondering maybe if we would get Eli, but we get Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah!
Isaiah Bradley is a very under-the-radar character, very on the radar in comics, in terms of like comic book collectors, because there's not much about him. But Isaiah Bradley in the comics is the test subject for Captain America. So before Steve even gets the serum is tested on like hundreds of black guys at Tuskegee.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's cool how they pull in the actual history to this.
Which we know the Tuskegee experiments, and we know the Tuskegee Airmen, and all of those things. So they kind of tied it in with this. And of all of the ones who took it, Isaiah performed the best, basically. And unfortunately, I think it's not Nick. I can't remember what president it is. It might be FDR. Anyway, he actually has all of these guys killed, with the exception of a small few that took to the serum well, and then Isaiah is the only one who survived out of the guys who were better. But Isaiah does good stuff as his version of Captain America. He steals a prototype of the costume in the comic to go and beat up Nazis. He even punches Hitler in the face before Steve, And do the Nazis catch him? And like the Fuhrer's like, we need to dissect him. We need to figure out how... it's a dark book. The book is called Truth, Red, White, and Black.
Ooh.
It's 5 issues. It's a very interesting miniseries. And
so they don't like Isaiah Bradley because of the whole Jesse Owens thing.
Yeah. And actually, because he kind of steals the Captain America stuff, they put him in prison. So Isaiah does all of this good stuff, and then they put him in Leavenworth for like 20 years.
Yeah, they just really laying that on.
Dude, yeah, like it's not good what they do in the comics, and Steve is unaware of this, and when he does, he tries to reach out for some kind of reconciliation.
Yeah, maybe a pardon here, because he didn't know.
He does end up getting pardoned in the comics by Eisenhower, I believe.
Right.
And that's when he's released, but he's already lost a big chunk of his life, and then the serum, again, it's not perfect. It messed with his head, and he has Alzheimer's, so he's very much like a Lenny from Of Mice and Men. He's just very strong, very youthful looking, jacked, but like kind of
going away.
Yeah, like grade school intelligence going away. Now on the show, they it seems like the experiments happened after. After Steve went in the ice, and they were trying to recreate it, so it sounds like they're changing it a bit. And he seemed very much there,
right? Okay.
So that's interesting, and like Steve never knew about him. Bucky even says that. So it is going to be a little bit different in the show, but I still think it's very good. He did go to prison. We see his grandson, which we talked about this before the show came out. Guys, we're 2 away from the Young Avengers. We have Wiccan. We have Speed. We have Kate Bishop as Hawkeye. We have Cassandra Lang as Stature. Now we've introduced Elijah Bradley. Eli Bradley is the grandson of Isaiah. He's the one who opens the door.
Yep.
And then I love his origin in the comics because initially he is helping the Young Avengers, and he tells them, I'm a super soldier. And he's not. He's just doing his best.
Yep.
And he gets,
he's messed up.
Yeah, Captain America, sees this new band of teenagers. He kind of tries to break up the Young Avengers because he wants them to be safe.
Yep.
And then he kind of reveals himself. He's like, I'm Eli, and he's like, Isaiah's my grandfather. And then that's how kind of a new generation, and not even a new generation, because that was in 2003, and then I think is 2006 or 2008 is when the Young Avengers come out. But it's just like, it was a cool way to show more light on that bloodline.
Totally.
And turns out like he doesn't have powers, and even though he said he did, he ends up getting really messed up in this Kree Skrull battle, and he's dying. Yep. And Steve shows up to the hospital. And it's this great moment. He's like, what do you need? And they're like, he's lost a lot of blood, and he's like, take mine. And he goes in there, and they're like, it's already been taken care of, and Isaiah is there. So he's giving him a blood transfusion in the hospital, and then he ends up getting the powers anyway.
Yep.
Very She-Hulk.
Yeah, but say they She-Hulked him.
Yeah, they She-Hulked him.
So technically, we also have the the second one we're missing because there are scrolls running around.
We do. So yeah, so we would need Hulkling, and then we would need Iron Lad, who is Kang the Conqueror.
So technically,
so we have scrolls.
Yes.
Yeah, I just think it would be weird to do the Wiccan and the Wiccan thing because Wiccan and Hulkling, they're gay lovers in the comics. They're gay teens, and they found each other. But the last time we saw the Maximoff boys, they were young kids. So not to say that they can't age them in any way.
I'm sure they'll age them progressively.
They're gonna have to. Or
it's gonna get real weird.
Yeah, we can't show that on Disney Plus anymore. So yeah, we're too short of a full house, and I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
Again, kids, you missed your chance. Those Young Avengers are through the roof now.
Yep.
But if you can find a copy in the wild, man, pick it up. Anything under $100 right now.
What do you think this is going for?
About $25, $30.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I thought it'd go for more.
I think it's the peak too. I think it's going to go back down. It'll be like a $15, $20 book.
Yeah.
But it's going. This one's in that $40 range, like a nice copy. Like I said, this one's beat up, so I'm not as worried about that.
You want to just show us just reading?
Yeah. You just want to. We'll read it. Eric will read you the comic book stories. No, I love all of the comic book stuff they brought in here. And again, they're modernizing it. They are changing Isaiah's thing. I love how him and Bucky have ran into each other before.
Right.
And then when the camera pans out and he's this jacked old guy, like, dude, it was my wife were watching it and they open the door and as soon as the kid opened, I see a black kid, I'm like, they're going to do Isaiah. And then, man, dude, it blew me away.
Yeah.
I love it when and I didn't know, guys, I don't follow the news on the shows once they start because I want to enjoy them. And we try to give you the spoiler warning here, so hopefully you're caught up before you watch us here. But yeah, I love being surprised by all of this. I always reference when X3 came out, like I was so excited for X3, and with all of the TV spots and trailers and late night things that I saw, I probably watched about 30 minutes of that garbage movie before it even came out, and it was so bad that I was like, man, if I just wouldn't have watched all of this stuff, I might have enjoyed it okay.
Sure.
But, they crapped on the Phoenix. So I don't care. I don't care about it. I'm not talking about X3 anymore. Falcon and Winter Soldier, dude.
That's where it's at, kids.
It's where it's at. And they leave us with this big cliffhanger of, we need to talk to Zemo.
Yes. Finally.
We so episode 3.
And we will hopefully get to see him next episode.
And again, it's the reasons that we thought too. Like, he knows all this Hydra stuff.
Yes.
So let's go and talk to him. I guess we're going to get like that Hannibal Lecter type scene.
Oh, of course. Where he's in the glass.
Yeah.
And again, I think it's just brilliant. I'm glad we're bringing that character back. Because we wanted more.
Yeah. Daniel Bruhl.
Yeah.
It's BRU with the dots above it.
Oh, yeah. He's got to be German.
Yeah, German or Austrian.
Is that called an umlaut?
No. Maybe. I don't know. I like the word, though.
I do like that word.
Yeah.
That should be his superhero name.
Umlaut.
Umlaut.
Yeah, like Kevin Smith's onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
I like that. I want to see that live action in the worst way.
You'll get it.
Killer show. Sick references, bro. I'm all about it. I'm very happy.
We could try to compare it to WandaVision, but it's just apples and orangutans.
They're just different things.
But I'm enjoying it. Probably not as much. I did really, really enjoy WandaVision, but this is giving me that pick me up.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is that shot of espresso I need after a big breakfast.
They can't all be Doctor Strange. No. So it's nice, how the universe is set up.
Right.
We can sample over here in some magic, and then we can be over here in something that's a little bit more grounded.
Sure.
To where we're just, these are just people at superhuman strength levels. It creates low budget that we have to use.
Right.
And they can craft a really good story around it.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're getting. That's what we're getting.
That's what we want, baby.
Yeah, that's what we want. I can't wait to see how they get the shield back, because we've seen trailers where clearly Bucky and Sam have the shield.
Right.
So I would like that to happen.
Me too.
I did enjoy their kind of like couples therapy moment. It was funny, but then it was also very revealing about Bucky.
Yes.
I like what he says when he says you shouldn't have given up the shield, and Sam's like, why do you care? He's like, because Steve trusted you. Steve saw something in you. So if he was wrong, he was wrong about you, and if he was wrong about you, he's wrong about me, because Bucky doesn't feel like he's worth. That's a great thing about a character redemption story, about the guys who don't feel that they can be redeemed. I'm curious, they have mentioned it a couple times that he's cured,
right.
But does Zemo know something?
Cured.
Does Zemo know, can Zemo still use the furnace?
That's what I'm saying. He can put the whammy on.
Yeah,
which he's going to.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. Just to go in full on
just so
Winter Soldier mode.
Whoop Sam's ass for a minute.
Yeah. Or Walkers.
Yeah, well, I think Walker can get juiced, and then they're gonna have to go head to head,
which I want.
It's gonna be good.
It's like, you have to take this shield from me, Bucky.
You see? It's like, you want this? Come get it.
Oh man,
I can see that line happening.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Well, kids, that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends. Leave us a comment below. What did you think of the latest episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier? What are some comic book things that you picked up that we didn't touch on? Something that you want us to talk about? Also, message us, DM us on Instagram at RAC Podcast if you have any show ideas. Is there anything we've mentioned and you're like, hey, can you guys go back to that? I'd like to know more about X. And we would love to have that dialogue with you. Eric, do you have any final thoughts for us?
I do. You know what? They should have named, you know what the team name for these two should be, right?
What?
Ebony and Ivory.
Ebony and Ivory.
It promotes that racial harmony, kids. That's what it's all about.
Eric, just a sign of the times. Sign of the times, kids. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Eric Icarus.
We will catch you on the next podcast.